Some of the biggest things in all of human history have started in meetings behind closed doors. Elon Musk, a champion for Dogecoin, a champion for Bitcoin at times as well, even though his I guess you could say favorability rating in the Bitcoin community has been a little bit lower lately. Maybe that's not going to be the same for much longer as his favorability rating in the Dogecoin community continues to rise even more. But here's where it starts to get interesting. It was looking like Dogecoin was down for a lot of people, not too happy with the way it was performing. Then all of a sudden, a massive bounce back, exactly as we were predicting. I tweeted out that we would most likely see a big buying spike if Dogecoin dipped into the teens. It didn't just spike. It spiked massively 2 days in a row of massive gains, up 26% once again in the last 24 hours. The last time I came on here, it was up approximately 22%. So even a bigger gain today than we saw yesterday, going all the way back up to that 28 cents level, doing exactly what we thought, going down to 15 cents and now coming back up again. Bitcoin as well, doing pretty dang good, up 7% in the last 24 hours. Those weak numbers are starting to look significantly better, down 7% instead of being down like 30%, down 14% instead of being down 30 as well. So those are starting to look a little bit better. Some of them not fully recovered all the way back to where they were yet, but Dogecoin is almost all the way there. Now if you look at the amount it's gone down last week, not really that much, only approximately 6%. So it's still down a little bit, but overall a massive increase. And that comes as we have seen this, the B word. Well, what's that all about? This right here is something Jack Dorsey is, I believe, playing a big role in. The B word, talking about Bitcoin, involving Cathie Wood, Jack Dorsey, Adam Back, Michael Morrell, John Newberry, a lot of people who, I don't know all of them, but most of them are pretty significant people, especially Cathie Wood. I mean, you start to look at these names on the list and you start to realize, okay, we may not agree with Jack on everything he does. Sometimes he does things we don't like. In the past, he's done a couple of things that we can say for sure we don't like. But at the same time, when he does positive stuff, I guess we will give him credit for that. And one of those things is that there may be a big meeting coming between Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey. If you don't know Jack Dorsey, he's the CEO of Twitter, started a few big companies. He's also behind Square as well. But so Jack tweeted out, the Bitcoin development community above all else, as more companies and institutions get into the mix, we all want to help protect and spread what makes Bitcoin open development so perfect. This day is focused on education and actions to do just that. As we see a few chats coming in, thank you for the chat from Vlone. And it's funny how the chat's emotional output paired low to the Doge numbers. That is funny. Yeah, sometimes we get a few haters in there, but basically with Jack coming in and doing this, then Elon Musk responds, bi-curious? Is that the B word you're talking about? Of course, a joke there. Then he says, oh, well, I see what you're saying, Bitcoin. But Jack responded, no, the word is bizarre. So a little bit of funny dad joke type humor there. And Jack says, let's you and I have a conversation at the event. And then he says, let me see, because I accidentally cut off what he said fully on there. But he said, let's you and I have a conversation at the event. Have the talk, which I guess is going to be about Bitcoin, but I believe there's going to be a lot of talk about Dogecoin as well. Elon Musk may, through this meeting, be able to get Jack Dorsey more on board with Dogecoin, which could be actually significant for Doge moving forward. Right now, the two strongest communities by far on Twitter are Doge and Bitcoin, and we showed that big time tonight with our hashtag campaign, which you saw my video earlier about this, where I was saying we wanted to go out there and make a hashtag campaign, hashtag pay me in Dogecoin, because hashtag pay me in Bitcoin was trending. So I thought, yeah, we should do pay me in Dogecoin too. Sure enough, we were able to get all the way up to the top of the trending page with hashtag pay me in Bitcoin, even passing pay me in Bitcoin with our hashtag pay me in Dogecoin campaign. A lot of big names seeing this. Jack Dorsey probably saw this. Elon Musk probably saw this. And so those are the only two communities on Twitter that actually have the power and the strength and the camaraderie to be able to do awesome stuff like that in only minutes. So it's pretty dang cool to see what's happening there. There's no doubt in my mind that Jack Dorsey may be able to be convinced by Elon Musk in their meeting that they're going to have. It's kind of a secret meeting in a way, because no one's going to know exactly what goes on behind those closed doors. So a top secret meeting between two of the most influential people in the world, one of whom is very much enjoying the Dogecoin train, continuing to like and respond to Dogecoin tweets and having fun with it. So I would not be surprised if we do see Twitter. We know for a fact that they are planning to start accepting Bitcoin for different things on Twitter and trying to move that forward. Now on top of that, they could also be about to accept Dogecoin too. If Elon Musk can be successful here, perhaps a deal can be worked out, because Jack Dorsey would love for Elon Musk to talk more positively about Bitcoin and for Tesla to accept Bitcoin again. And Elon Musk would most likely enjoy it if Jack started accepting Dogecoin and was more open and embracing of that. So who knows, maybe we could see something there, kind of a weird thing going on, because Jack and Elon are very different people. It's hard to imagine them being friends or anything like that, but who knows? Sometimes opposites attract, and it could just maybe happen, which would be fun to see. Should I buy more Doge now or wait till the morning? That's definitely up to you. Personally, I don't really see any bad time to buy Dogecoin because it has an upward trajectory for the future. As long as you're planning to buy and hold, there's not really necessarily a perfect time to go in or out. Just whenever you feel comfortable is, I think, when you should decide to go in, rather than trying to time it like that. I mean, you can, but it's harder. Alex Pintos, it's harder to get it right, especially if you're not experienced. I mean, I can try to give you some insight here on the channel if you're interested in that, but I wouldn't recommend that being the first option if you're new. Alex as well, coming in with a chat and a little dude blowing the trumpet. I like that. And Miles also just said, Dogecoin is waking up from the nap. You're right. It is. It's waking up from the nap, which is what it should be doing, because we want it to be awake. We want it to be moving forward. And to see the power, though, of the hashtag campaign, I think that's just awesome. Elon Musk also continuing to make jokes about Bitcoin maxis. He tweeted out this not too long ago saying, let's see what he said. Oh, did he delete it? Oh, I think he may have deleted it. Oh, no, here it is. He just retweeted a couple things after. Okay. Yeah, I was surprised if he deleted it, because that was a funny tweet. I don't know why he would delete it. He doesn't normally do that, which he didn't. How many Bitcoin maxis does it take to screw in a light bulb? That's a good question. Some of the answers were it takes 100 because you have to have 10 mining, then you have to have 10 confirming the hash rate. It'll take approximately 10 minutes, 21 million, all the different numbers associated with Bitcoin. So pretty funny stuff coming in. And Elon Musk said, that's not funny, from the Bitcoin maxis. Personally, I consider myself to be a cryptocurrency maxi who loves Dogecoin. Dogecoin maxis are, of course, awesome, but I think Dogecoin maxis are better than any other maxis. But at the same time, I think it's good for all of us as a community to be coming together and just focusing on cryptocurrency as a whole more broadly, while also sharing our love for our specific ones. Dogecoin, of course, being a big one right now, especially for us here on the channel. Make sure, by the way, you're going on there and pressing like on this video. I forgot to remind everyone, because we do need to do that. If we all are pressing like, it will help it get out to as many people as possible. So let's all take a second to do that. Go down there, make the screen smaller. You just got to click one button, then another button. It's extremely difficult to do, but you can do it if you put your mind to it. It's possible. It is possible to do that, as we have seen. Anderson Hauritz, they are coming in. They are one of the biggest funds in the world, 2.2 billion crypto fund, and it's going to radically, according to this article, change some things. Big optimism coming in the cryptocurrency space. 2.2 billion. That's a heck of a lot of money. They describe themselves as being a private American venture capital firm founded in 2009 by Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. The company is headquartered in Menlo Park, California. Anderson Horowitz invests in both early stage startups and established growth companies. This right here is a sign that we're going to see an internet type boom with cryptocurrency. When you start to see these big companies coming on board, they do that ahead of time. When big things are coming, when you're early into it, that's where a lot of the big money can be made. And they, of course, are interested in making the big money. A great sign for cryptocurrency that we are seeing stuff like that happening. And it will mean more solutions are going to be put in place. It does require capital to actually make successful companies that can then move crypto forward, and that will absolutely be done. My kids Daisy and Daniel say to the moon. Nice. Oh yeah, they're gonna rough up the maxis. That's right, maxis. Georgia's kids are coming for you. They are. I love that. Doge is waking up. Crypto is not a snowflake. To the moon huddle coming in from Roscoe. I like the sound of that. It's waking up. It is time for it to wake up. But JP Morgan on the opposite side. So we are seeing some institutions, some banks starting to embrace it. Not so much all of them, though, as JP Morgan issues a serious Bitcoin warning as Ethereum, Binance's BNB, Cardano, XRP, and Dogecoin lose billions. Remember, a lot of that has already been recovered after this warning was allegedly put out there, and I think it's just ridiculous. So what do we have to do? We have to pull the roast music right now and get the roast underway of JP Morgan, because they thought they could just come in and slander crypto right now and not have any consequences. But you know what? The consequence is you're going to get absolutely annihilated by the roast. It's just the way it is. It's the way it has to be. Fortunately, it's the way it has to be. JP Morgan. You consider yourself to be a good bank, and yet you don't understand the basics of cryptocurrency and how it works. JP Morgan & Chase, an American multinational investment and financial services holding company headquartered in New York City. Well, okay, that's interesting, but you know what? You were named after this guy right here. He seems pretty dang cool. I would like to have a dinner with him, but instead of being like this, you're now starting to look a little bit more like this. JP Morgan. Get on board with crypto or get left behind. You don't have much time left. The train is leaving the station. If you don't want to jump on board, you don't have to, I guess, but you will be missing out on a lot of the bigger profits and the bigger things that are coming. Banks, of course, the number one group that is going to be most threatened by crypto moving forward, as they honestly should be. It will take over a lot of the things that the banks do, but it's going to happen regardless of what they want. So the ones that embrace it will at least be able to save some of what they had before. The ones that don't embrace it are going to definitely lose out majorly. As we have also seen, Bitcoin miners are flocking to places with cheap energy. Now, this can cause a problem. If you see too many Bitcoin miners going to one place and taking up a ton of energy, it makes the energy prices go up in that place. So there does have to be some being careful with this. It does have to be spread out a little bit more than you think. And also, I think solar panels right here can be a huge opportunity to save money overall when it comes to cryptocurrency. Saving money is good. We like that, right? And so I think they should definitely be focusing on renewable ways to do that, just simply for the power cost, if nothing else. But there are other benefits to it as well. But I think the power cost is very important there. Bitcoin likely range bound after rebound from 29K. So some people are arguing that right now, Bitcoin is kind of in a channel of approximately 30 to 40K. It's been there for a bit. And what we've seen in the past is every time we see Bitcoin stay in a channel for approximately 2 months or so, sometimes it's less if we see big news, then it will break out in a big way. A couple times it's broken downward, but normally it breaks out upward. That's what's happened most of the time in the past when it does start to form a channel like that, where it stays in a specific range for a period of time and continues bouncing off walls up and down that seem to be around the same level. You can't decide, can you? Are you trying to be a Bitcoin whale or are you trying to be a Bitcoin bear? What are we doing for Elon's birthday? Celebrating. We're going to celebrate. I'll definitely wish him a happy birthday on Twitter or maybe on YouTube too, probably on both. And Miles says, JP Morgan is buying this dip, LOL. You're right. They are buying the dip. They're trying to come in, sneak in, and buy the dip. We also saw MicroStrategy buying the dip. We saw a number of big organizations. They said, look at this. I can get a bunch of Bitcoin for $29,000. How in the world am I going to pass that up? And it turns out they were very right. And so was everyone else who decided to do that same exact thing. Bitcoin's been making some big moves in the last week here. Live downward, then a lot of upwards following that, which of course, if you've been following the market for a long time, you know it's most likely what's going to happen. And if you'd also been following this channel, you would have known that was most likely what was happening. So if you're new, make sure you go down there, subscribe with notifications on. The best thing you can possibly do to stay updated on all the things that are happening with the market. And there are, of course, a lot of things that are happening with the market. But this one right here, Dogecoin price predictions, can Doge leap toward $1 again in 2021? We all know, of course, the answer is yes. But there has been a little bit of pessimism. And I guess you could say it's optimism, but I consider this pessimism. When people are saying it's going to take approximately 5 years for Dogecoin to hit $1. It's going to take longer than that, according to Wallet Investors. Investing Cube as well says Doge at the 28 cents level. That's where the support is, not any higher than that. 4x Crunch says Doge could potentially trade above 30 cents in bullish market conditions. We're already almost there now. Then it also says Capital.com, a $1 target by April of 2025. So these are all overall positive things because they're saying Dogecoin is going to go up from where it is now. But I think they're massively underestimating the ability for the community to rally around, especially a big news story and the volatility of crypto. Going upwards and downwards, how early we are compared to how we're going to be in the future. They're not accounting for most of that. They really aren't. Matt, you should tweet to Elon that his 50th birthday is exactly 69 days after 420. I have a feeling he may just know that. I have a feeling. But yes, maybe you're right. It would be good to definitely tweet him about that and maybe say something along the lines of Dogecoin this or Dogecoin that. We do definitely. Oh, is someone talking about? I don't know what that's referring to. But I don't know. So sometimes the chat gets a little bit crazy. It can at times. It can get a little bit crazy. But Bitcoin right now, up 6.7% in the last 24 hours. This is the chart of what it's done. Just going upwards nicely. And it's supposed to be the most steady one, which is interesting because it's actually gone up more than the market in the last 24 hours. The market in total has gone up 6.89%, whereas Bitcoin has gone up 7.27%. Bitcoin right now continuing to show that it doesn't necessarily always move with the market. It's starting to, for the first time in a while, break out a little bit more than usual, and Dogecoin is as well. It's only a matter of time before we see cryptos starting to have a little bit more of a life of their own than they have in the past. Bitcoin, though, with 46.7% dominance over the market, it's grown really, really, really big. It was under 40% for a little bit there, and Bitcoin said, nah, we're not going to stay under 40%. We're going up higher than that as people continue investing more. Ethereum has also fallen a good amount when it comes to percentage at 16% now. Surely, one day, we'll see Dogecoin up there in those percentage number points right there. It just has to pass Ethereum first, which it can do. It's not impossible. Very, very, very possible. To the moon as well, coming in from JB the Cook. I have exactly 69,420 Doge. I feel like you made a pretty good move there, having 69,420. It's hard to beat that because you can always say, no matter what happens, at least at the end of the day, you have 69,420 Dogecoin. No one can ever take that away from you, except for, well, if you sell, then people could take it away from you. But if you don't sell, then those are yours. You have them, and you don't have to worry. As we have seen a lot of people trying to compete for your attention and also your money for their coins that maybe aren't so good, right? And we don't normally like to hate, and we're not going to be hating in this segment. However, I still want to point this out. Euro 2020 match halted by fan advertising lesser known currency. So a fan was big enough enthusiastic about a currency. That currency being WTF, Walnut Finance, which is, I think it's funny. Look at that. It's up 3%, 0.89, and it did actually go up a little bit from that. It's weird because this was at $32, which is weird to think about. I mean, look at $32 was where it was at its peak. So it went from 32 all the way down to now significantly under, what is that? Under 10 cents? It's weird. What the heck is going on with this? No, not under 10 cents. What am I saying? Under $1. So it's 89 cents approximately. But it's still strange, though, to drop that fast. It went up a tiny bit after the original start of it and then just completely fell off a ledge. I have no idea what the heck is going on with this. Maybe it was a rug pull of some sorts, but whoever the heck is behind it has some very enthusiastic fans, perhaps because of the name. She actually went and ran onto the field at the game. She ran onto the field. They had to escort her off. And she had WTF cryptocurrency that she was promoting the entire time. I don't know necessarily why people will find enough motivation to actually go to that link, because you get arrested if you do that. It's not worth it at all just to promote a crypto. It hardly even went up after this. How much money do you have to have invested to be willing to actually get arrested to make your crypto go up? Doesn't seem worth it at all to me. I don't think people are going to invest in WTF just because someone stormed the field. But hey, it does have a funny name, so we're not going to count it out by any circumstances. Maybe they'll do something interesting. It just seems unlikely unless they can find some specific way to go into the market and some specific way to reach people. It's something they can do. I just don't necessarily expect it to happen. And that comes as we are also seeing Dogecoin right now. The chart is looking pretty dang good. It has spiked up massively from where it was before, going all the way back up to that same level, 28.4 cents right now. And it was fun to watch too, because today it was rising as we saw the hashtag Pay Me in Dogecoin. As we saw the hashtag Pay Me in Dogecoin starting to go up and up and up, we also saw the price going up. It was perfect timing. It worked well together. Maybe it was playing off each other. Maybe it wasn't. Who the heck knows? But 0.28 right now, up 7% in the last little bit. And you can see right there, this is kind of what it's done. So we've seen 4 green candles in a row in terms of the day chart, and that is followed by a number of red candles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 red candles in a row is relatively difficult to actually see. Normally, if you have to have a few, then you'll end up having a green candle after that. And of course, it was only a matter of time before we saw this big spike back up. It could continue to go up. The fact that we saw 7 red candles in a row, maybe we'll see 7 green candles in a row as a way of kind of balancing that out. And then we can launch into bigger places from there, of course. And also for the people, there are some people who have large amounts of Doge and didn't sell at the top. Technically, a lot of us are included in that. I could have sold at the top. I knew it was likely going to go down some after the SNL skit. I knew it was likely going to drop to another level. It's hard to predict exactly where it will go. because you can do that in the short term, but in the long term, it's hard to predict exactly where it's going to go. But for those people who had more, it's actually probably still smart to hold on to it if you're planning to hold on to it for the long term. Because if everyone had decided to sell when it was at the top there, and then made it go all the way down to 5 cents or something like that, then there would be a small chance of it being able to recover again and go to higher points. But because so many people with a lot held on, what that's going to mean is that's going to be stronger in the future. And it has the ability now to go significantly above that 75-cent level at some point in the future. So because of that, people can be rewarded massively for having that integrity and continuing to hold on. It could, in the long run, end up being the smartest decision you made, even if some people will make fun of you for it now, because you could have had more money, but who the heck cares? Because you'll have even more because you made that decision in the long run. And I think that's the best way to look at it right there. As we're up to 2,500 viewers, what is it, Friday at 12:17 a.m.? Seriously, how the heck do we have this many people watching at that time? That's incredible. Welcome everyone coming in. I guess we just have a good amount of energy tonight. That's good to see. 12:17 a.m. Let's see if we can get the likes up to 1,000. We're 800 right now. We're only 200 away. Can we really not get 200 more? Of course we can. Let's make it happen. Why the heck not? Such a good feeling to have faith in something that can actually come through to the moon. Coming in from Mike. You're right. It really is. It feels good. And we've seen the comments where people will say things like, I was depressed. And being able to be part of this community and watch the videos and watch the show and just have fun has lifted me out of that. I've seen so many comments like that. That comment had 100 likes, meaning a lot of people, a lot of us agree with that sentiment. And it's not just true for everyone. It's true for all of us as individuals. It's helped me being able to come here and be part of this community. It's helped me enjoy life more. And I was already a pretty happy person just in general. But now the happiness level going up and those darker days or those sadder days are less sad because you can come and have fun with the community online. It's just great. It's great. Is Doge getting affected by Tether? I don't think so. Some of the conspiracy stuff about Tether, it seems a little bit off base to me. I don't know if it's true. I may get some hate for that. Some people say, wait, Matt, you can't say that about Tether. It's a scam. They're just taking your money. Well, maybe, but I haven't seen enough evidence to back that up yet. It's most likely just legit, but it could be a scam. The truth is, we don't know for sure. As well as Nick coming in with the chat. Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Capitan, for the chats coming in. Got the little dude with a heart. Very cute, much wow. Much love, Matt, as well, coming in from Rusko. I appreciate that. Much love to you as well. It's pretty fun to watch what's happening. And we've been going pretty strong, commenting on Elon Musk's Twitter. We're having fun with it. We are. But he's been liking stuff like this. He liked this. I'm old enough to remember. From Greg. I'm old enough to remember when Dogecoin was worth one of these. Elon, he understands. Dogecoin being over 25 cents. It's just a magnificent thing. I mean, that's incredible. You're old enough to remember when that was worth more than Dogecoin. How old are you? You must be super crazy old. At least 4 months. At least 4 months old to remember when it was worth. Oh, when it was worth more than. Oh, I see. Okay, so a 1/4. If you can what you should be able to do is actually go to a gumball machine, put your Dogecoin in, and then get a gumball in return. It needs to happen. Someone out there needs to go out right now and make a Dogecoin gumball machine. I will, of course, be eating a lot of gum after that is done. We need to happen. I need Doge to hit at least 20 to see any good profits. 20 cents? It's already past 20 cents, so you're good there. Doge and Matt to the moon. I like that. Matt, what's your price prediction by the end of the year? I think we can absolutely see Dogecoin over $2 by the end of the year. It's not impossible, not even close to impossible. With all the big things that are coming, especially, I think the really, really big targets for Doge are when you talk about next year and what's going to happen with it actually landing on the moon before Q4 of next year is over. In theory, it could even happen in Q3, meaning sometime, maybe October, maybe September, maybe June. Hopefully in June. I would like to see it happen sooner. We will see that big event happening. Elon Musk working behind the scenes right now to actually take Dogecoin, working on the technicals of the rockets and things, trying to go fast to put it on the moon. It's not going to be long before we see it happening. That's when the real big stuff could come. And just imagine, we're going to have on this channel an insane amount of viewers during that. When there's the actual Dogecoin moon landing, we're probably going to get one of the best live streams ever in terms of enthusiasm and hopefully people watching. I'm really excited about that. And so whatever the heck you do not miss that when it happens, because it will happen. And we're going to have a heck of a lot of fun watching Dogecoin landing on the moon. Hey, Matt, thoughts on IQ coin, it's under 10 billion market cap and currently 0.0009. Interesting. You know what I'll do? I'm going to go ahead and take out my phone and I will take a picture of that and look at it after the show, because I love seeing new projects. When someone has a use case that they can provide that really actually helps move cryptocurrency forward, or actually is going to be a positive thing for the movement altogether, you can't really deny that that's something you should be looking at as a potential investment opportunity. I've been posting some of those on that Patreon community with the crypto picks of the week that we've had some success with in the past. It's a little bit more difficult in this market, but we're still going to be finding hopefully some really good picks as we go along there on that. It's not impossible. It's difficult, but it is absolutely doable. And I think that's exciting. I really do. Oh, my next dog's name is going to be Doge. I can't think of a better name than Doge for a dog. If there's going to be a lot of dogs named Doge coming soon. Only a matter of time. But anyway, I'm Matt Wuss. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.